heck of a lot of traffic. Like back in the old days, it was just played all around here. So a lot of work, a lot of time put in by these players, but also a lot of time put in by the coaching staff and the managers and even a videographer these days. So.
That's the thing. There's a huge amount of time I notice on the program. When you look at St Kevin's College, they've got a coach, 2 coaches and a manager. Waitaki Boys on their program, they've got the head coach, they've got 2 coaches, they've got a manager, they've got a videographer, a hydration manager, and a tea runner. So that's quite a squad there.
So it's a tea runner for those ones that don't drink water.
No, exactly right. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with live commentary, of course, brought to you by the team down at LJ Hooker Oamaru. The 90th annual interschool for Waitaki Boys and St Kevin's about to get underway in just under 10 minutes' time.
You turn the tap, nothing. You flush the loo, still there. When you need your plumbing fixed and drain laying sorted, call the locally owned and operated team at Laser Plumbing Oamaru. Proud supporters of local sport and events.
0800 get laser.
I go to kindergarten where I learn and have lots of fun all at the same time. At kindergarten, we have teachers who let us learn through play. There are 5 kindergartens to choose from in North Otago. And you get 40 hours free.
The Oamaru Kindergarten Association has been committed to North Otago children and their families since the 1950s. Find out more at oamarukindergarten.co.nz. What happens in kindergarten matters for a lifetime.
The Tool Shed Oamaru has a shed full of tools, and so could you with these hot deals. Milwaukee M18 Fuel Outdoor Powerhead 3-piece kit, including 10-inch pole saw and hedge trimmer attachment, 2 M18 8-amp-hour batteries and charger, $1299, saving $100. Save $300 on the Tool Shed portable thicknesser, now just $699, and keep warm with a Tool Shed heated jacket for $249, saving $30. For these and other great deals, see Des and the team at the Tool Shed Oamaru.
When you need an electrician, you want a laser-focused one that gets your business back up and running if the power goes off, quickly with no fuss. For a dependable electrician, call Laser Electrical Oamaru.
0800 get laser.
Hi, I'm Olivia Maber, captain of the St Kevin's Senior A netball team.
And I'm Maya Nicol, captain of the Waitaki Girls Senior A team.
Although we compete on the field and court, we're on the same side when it comes to being safe on the road.
We all like to message our friends, but don't do it while driving.
If you're new to driving, follow the conditions of your license and don't give rides to your mates.
And say no to peer pressure. Let the driver drive without distraction or pressure.
Driving isn't a competition. Take your time and we'll all come out winners. Drive safe, Waitaki.
At LJ Hooker Oamaru, we're celebrating our 10th birthday and you could be the one getting the present. Our parent company, Robertson Real Estate Limited, is celebrating 10 years of servicing the real estate needs of the North Otago region. If you list your property exclusively with us between the 1st of July and 30th of September, you'll go in the draw to win a 3-night ultimate stay at Lakestone Lodge, Lake Pukaki, valued at $3,450. Trust me, this really is a once-in-a-lifetime luxurious experience to be won. So if you're thinking of selling, just contact one of our friendly team and we'll do the rest. At LJ Hooker Oamaru, we pride ourselves in being able to help you to achieve your property goal and get that big red sold sign up. Call us today and celebrate with us. Make your next move your best move with LJ Hooker Oamaru, the hardest working real estate team in town.
Are you looking for a property management company that provides quality services and works efficiently to provide a turnaround time that can't be beat? At LJ Hooker Oamaru Rentals, our team stays up to date on the latest regulations and ensures your property meets the healthy home standards. Trust us to take care of your property as if it were our own.
Licensed REAA 2008.
We're back out at Whitestone Contracting Stadium for the 90th, the interschool between Waitaki Boys and St Kevin's. Of course, St Kevin's hosting it. The matchday commentary today brought to you by the team down at LJ Hooker Oamaru. Kevin, teams are out on the ground. Caps have been laid from St Kevin's down on the halfway line.
I'm just trying to count the number of caps. It looks to be close to a dozen caps that have been laid down on the line. So that's a dozen fellas that have been through this procedure before. And at Waitaki Boys, there seems to be there's only half a dozen. So therein lies the advantage of taking this this whole drama, the whole pressure of this event on today. So that wee bit of experience, they've had the big shakeout from the years before. They know what happened last year at 12-5 and a very tight tussle in pretty ordinary conditions last year. So that will be a big advantage, a big plus for the St Kevin's team as they begin their haka.
Yes, I see the contingent from Waitaki Boys and, of course, the sister school Waitaki Girls over on the embankment there. There's a bit of clear ground separating St Kevin's and the Waitaki schools.
Again, you'll find by 3:30 when they're all going on the holidays, they'll be back. They'll be doing exactly. They'll be all mates again. But it is good to have, and it's good to see. Yeah, actually, I think it's a very good thing to have over there. So it looks as though this is a meaningful day, and we're going to have to do things right. We're supporting our team with both Waitaki Girls and Waitaki Boys in that court, and St Kevin's in theirs, and the noise will brew as the action starts.
Yeah, absolutely. We can just hear some of it starting now. Waiting for the signs across on the other side of the ground to be rattled and banged. It gets fairly noisy on occasion.
Hey, look, I know it's not an air break, but it's great to see LJ Hooker banging in to support you do this, the commentary. There's plenty of people who won't be able to get here today, and hopefully we can give them a good rendition of what's happening out in the paddock. And as I said earlier, there'll be probably be a house or two on the line today if their team doesn't win. So, what better crowd than LJ Hooker to look after you?
Absolutely right. So, yeah, huge thanks to Stephen and the team down at LJ Hooker Oamaru. As I say, Robertson Real Estate, the owners of LJ Hooker franchise in Oamaru, celebrating 10 years in business this year. So, that's an achievement.
Waitaki Boys are just brewing up for their haka now, and they're getting that underway. Look, this front row battle is going to be something I'm really looking forward to see. But they're on the way. The crowd's starting to cheer. The haka's they're both going at each other now. St Kevin's is moving forward. Waitaki Boys are lining up to face them. So that's the end of the St Kevin's haka, and now Waitaki Boys are set. St Kevin's are lining up, arm to arm, all set to fire. Waitaki Boys are underway. A lot of energy expended at this part.
There is. I'd be conserving it, but that's just my age, I think. I wouldn't want to peak too soon. Actually, bringing the equipment up to the commentary box was just about enough.
Yeah, look, for some it will be that opportunity to blow that nervous energy out and be ready and set for the game. Others, it actually will build it up and make it tougher. So, again, the fellas that have been through this experience a year before, a huge advantage. Both coaches are predicting a very open affair, and they're keen to have their players use the ball and move it wide, and we've got great conditions here at Centennial Park.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful today. Sun is shining. It's cool, it's crisp, but it is dry, which it's been interesting because we've had quite a bit of rain over the course of the last week, so actually just seeing how that is going to settle underfoot. It could be just still a wee bit soft.
And really, no, look, I've walked across the paddock. It's very good. It's slightly, the scoreboard corner's a wee bit damp, but it's pretty damn firm. I didn't make any impression, so
unlike you,
which is quite common when I'm on Centennial Park. But the ground's in good. Look, there's not a breath of wind.
No, it's very, very still.
When we compare to last year, so and that was pointless. So it was another magnificent day in Oamaru last year, anyway.
We always sell it, but it's generally for outside the district. Those of us here do know a wee bit more about that. You're right. It's actually nice to see the other side of the ground, which was a bit of a mission last year.
Absolutely. Hakas are finished. Crowds are into it. So we're about 2 minutes away, 1 minute away from kickoff. Referee Fox is starting to walk out. Touch judges today, just flipping over the sheet here are Wayne Ball and Sam Spivey, and controlling the subs on the bench is Glenn Cameron. So he's not a substitute referee, he's controlling the subs. I just thought you'd clear that point with you, Lewis.
Thank you, Malcolm.
So all the caps are being picked up, the ball's been delivered to the centre. the only way we can possibly make a mistake in this commentary, there's a pole in front of me to the right, and there's the partition of the window right in front of me, so like any errors will be blamed on those.
Absolutely, fair enough.
Yeah, St Kevin's is in the blue, Waitaki Boys in their black. Look, this is the biggest occasion, in many of these young fellas' lives. This will be their biggest occasion. This will be their moment in sport that will go through them for the rest of their life, really, and they'll remember it. And this is why we've got a 1973 St Kevin's team here, the Phil Winters and the Paul Coles and all those fellas back into the town. It's just huge. It meant so much to them when they played it. It still means so much now. So Sam McCarthy kicks down to the Waitaki Boys. 22, number 8 Pua takes the ball into action. Straight out to Pua at 6, and they're forming out and they're going straight wide. Out to Wasilia. Secondly out to Nickel. Bulls come on. Wilson's flung it back out, and here's the big prop going straight up the middle. Which is Willie, and he's still going hard. By goodness, he can move. He's going to be a danger coming through. Lockie Maver gets over the ball, seals it off. Wilson's at the ball, directing his traffic. Midfield, 5 metres into the St Kevin's territory. Again, Willie out to Maver. He's going in hard. Willie drives over top. The ruck's formed. Wilson, and again, taking out to the centre pod. Still midfield. Bang on halfway, coming back to the blind side, down the grandstand side. Leah's going hard. Leah's made a breakthrough, going very strong. A great pass into Maver. And Jack Nicol will take the inside pass, and he'll score 5 metres from the St Kevin's goalpost. A great move straight down from Samisi Leah, drew the man, passed back into Rocky Maver, and then there he was, Jack Nicol, in fine support, took a very good inside line, scored about 5 metres to the right-hand side of the St Kevin's goalpost. Great start there.
Crikey, we're only, 3 minutes into it?
You better write that score down, because I'm hopeless at keeping scores. That's when I ref, that's why I had touch judges. And that's probably why they moved tries to 5 points, to make it easier for us to add up.
Absolutely.
Jack Nicol.
So first blood to Waitaki Boys, 5-0, just waiting on the conversion.
Yeah.
It should be a relatively straightforward one.
Yeah, it should be, but very good play by Tamati Murray Willie. He stormed up on 2 big breaks he made through. Good support by Conversion takes it to 7. Well, that's settled the nerves for everyone.
It certainly has.
And we can hear the ground announcer, 7-0 after about 3 minutes, and we're underway. And McCarthy will come back to take his second kickoff in a very short period of time. They're just waiting for a ball to come out. Conditions are perfect. Yeah, they just need to be competing for this ball right from the very start. So McCarthy, there'll be a good chase on there, put some pressure on Waitaki Boys to get back into the game. Maver takes it, feeds back, great kick into about 8 metres into the St Kevin's, and Ofalatu, a great kick into touch, grandstand side, about 8 metres into the St Kevin's territory. First line out of the game. The Waitaki Boys may be younger, but size-wise, there's not much difference in them.
There's not.
It'll be a very, very good test now. I see Grocott, obviously more who's skilled. The prop has come to throw the ball, and he also kicks the goals. And they're lined up for the first 8 metres into St Kevin's territory. A great take at the back of the line out by kick from second 5. McGregor Homer is taken through. Again, Big Willie is taken, crashes straight through, set up. Wilson's coming in. Poho's got the ball now, driving hard. Wilson's over the ball at halfback. Coming back to the blind side again. Felipe Vai has gone in hard. but not releasing the ball. St Kevin's got great work there by, wasn't Grocott, it was Campbell Fowler got over that ball, sealed it off. Waitaki Boys not, so we're about 10-12 metres into Waitaki Boys half on the grandstand side, about 18 metres in from field. And we go, Whatefihi, the halfback, will take the ball, and it's a great kick. Actually.
That is a great kick.
Great kick. Now we're about 8 metres from the Waitaki Boys line. Again, we had a very good line out from St Kevin's, so again, I'm pretty sure they'll try this, but I've got a feeling they might just take this wide straight away.
Yeah, I think you're right, Kev. It's tantalisingly close. The first pressure that Waitaki Boys have been under so far. Mind you, we're only 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, we certainly are. And it could be just one of those days where we're going back and forth like mad. So Grocott feeds the line. Boys, not straight. Yeah, a lot of pressure on these fellas, a lot of pressure, but you could blame nothing other than the pressure because there's no breeze, there's bright sunshine, and the throw just simply was not straight. So first scrum of the day. So these big front rowers, Grocott, McEwen and Fowler lining up against Willie, Taylor and Puha. It will be very interesting to see how they go. Referee Fox taking some time to get the Wilson about to feed. The scrum goes down. Yeah, people often wonder why all this happens. Look at the end of the day, especially the first scrums, you don't know what you're going to hit up against.
No.
You've got all the technique right, and the fellow opposite does something a wee bit different, and she's just down. So
safety first.
Fox has called a reset. St Kevin's deep in Waitaki Boys. So Waitaki Boys feed about 8 metres out from the line. Might be 12 metres out. And Wilson's gone deep. He'll be fed by the number 8 and kicks. Yeah, no, very good kick towards the grandstand touch and finds touch. Oh, about 35. So see that mark there? That's 50. That's 40. 38 metres out there. We're not going too bad. At least with American football, when you're watching, they've got a line every metre.
Yeah, it looks more like a grid, doesn't it? Because that's why they call it gridiron.
Yeah, that's right. So now the pressure will be on Grocott to get this throw right. And again, there just seems to be a lot of movement in this St Kevin's line before they actually decide who they're going to throw.
Fowler's throwing.
Yep.
He's a tall boy, isn't he? Oh,
great work.
Yeah.
Yeah, great work. Slightly the advantage St Kevin's, a slight knock on in the competition for the ball. Whatefihi goes out to McCarthy. Crashing in is Kuradua, the centre. Again out to McCarthy, a chip through into the 22. There just seems to be a huge hole back there. McGregor, Hoffman runs through, tries for the ball, but he's knocked it on, and we'll have a scrum. Oh, there's a bit of action off the back. We'll have a scrum 10 metres from the goal post towards the Excelsior St Kevin's side of the field at about 5 metres out.
Yeah, Marla had some pace on him.
I've actually had that throwing in wrong because I thought that was young Toby Grocott, but it was actually Campbell Fowler doing the throwing in, and well corrected then.
Oh, that's right.
Took you 2 throws.
I thought you were looking at a different game.
So great opportunity here. A great opportunity here for St Kevin's to do something very close. So Whatefihi will field. Ridley, I'm sure, will have a wee crack from here. No, they're going straight for the back, straight out McCarthy.
Oh, there you go.
Quite close to magnificent.
So that's Marla, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Straight. Look, I'm just trying to pick that move. That was absolutely superb. McCarthy, Whatefihi passed out to McCarthy. It looked as though he was going straight out to his centre, Kuradua. But Marlowe came in from the blind side, in between where second 5 and centre would normally be. Look, that pass was just absolutely beautifully timed, straight out in front, and at absolute pace. Marlowe came screaming in, opened up a hole left, right and centre, and straight in very close to the post. So our prediction of something quite close and quite open is just sort of coming pretty true.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got some pace on him, as Marlowe. It was interesting, the previous phase, how quickly he made it down the line there. And no problem at all with the conversion.
Yep, very good touch there. So that's fine. So we're saying 7-all?
We're saying 7-all.
Father Fee, we've got to write this down, so we'll do a roundup at half-time, sound to say we know what we're doing here.
Fair enough.
Which we do.
So 10 minutes down on the 90th interschool between St Kevin's College and Waitaki Boys High School. It is 7-all. That's not bad. I've seen a lot of games that there's been nothing really happening. But
McGregor Hoffman will take the kickoff, and he's gone close so everyone can compete. It's very good, and Waitaki Boys get their back, can't quite see the number, but they're driving in straight into the first one, and they're going to go wide. Yes, they're certainly going to move the ball. Crashing up the middle is Maver. And again, same job. St Kevin's are doing a very good job defensively here. They're getting straight over that ball carrier. No one's released. Waitaki Boys were just a bit slow in cleaning out the St Kevin's players and concede another penalty. And with Whatafihi, we're about 10 metres inside the St Kevin's midfield, and he's going to the Excelsior, I have to call Athletic Rugby Club touchline, and he's missed touch. And there is a penalty. A St Kevin's player, Marlow, after all that good work, the Waitaki player went to ground with the ball and he went straight over top him, which you can't do. You've got to either stand there and go for the ball or wait for that player to get up. So there's a penalty, and it will be kick for touch. Wilson, again, second mistake in a row of kicking, so deep to Whatafihi, who kicks deep into the Waitaki Boys 22. Wilson will make amends to this. He's lining up slowly deep inside his 22 and kicks for the terrace touch. And we're at 10 metres in the Waitaki Boys High School terrace touch, Centennial Park, on a great day. And this time we'll get the throw right. Campbell Fowler will throw the ball. And I'll apologise to his father after the game. And his grandmother or anyone else in the family who I missed him in the first two occasions. Darwin Hughes takes the ball and we're going straight into the midfield. Excellent work, great tackle there by Whatafihi. Campbell Fowler's taking up the middle, pass wide. Marlow, sorry, no. Unfortunate. Look, Fowler did so well there, crashed up the middle, took it into contact, and just as he went into contact, he passed out to one of Marlow, who was squealing down the terrace touchline, but unfortunately the pass was adjudged and it was slightly forward. Yeah, not unlike that Canterbury one that should have been pulled up last week. Scrum bang on halfway, about 8 metres from the terrace side of Centennial Park. Scrum still not setting any dominance in either team. They're both winning their own ball, which is actually really good. And Wilson to feed. Deep to Lado. Yes, they're certainly going to go wide. Lado's pass is slightly wild and goes ahead. Driving in hard is Nicol. Still going up through the middle of the pods. Again, the St Kevin's are over quick. The referee's looking hard at it, but no, St Kevin's have gone off their feet. It's all good. Yeah, that's exactly what's happened. And Wilson's trying to play the ball at pace. He's ran straight into St Kevin's player, but the referee said, play on, you're milking that. Out to the back line. Here's Big Willie in the middle of the paddock, and Poha is taking it strong and hard straight down the middle. 15 metres into the St Kevin's territory. Number 8 Poha again driving hard, and this is better work from Waitaki Boys High School. Wilson again goes by into his big forwards. They're piling up outside. That pole's in the way. I can't quite see the numbers. They're still driving hard, about 5 metres from the terrace touch, and a penalty advantage is being played. So Waitaki Boys simply drive up again, and they're starting to get a wee bit of dominance here. Out to the backs. They're working hard here. 13, Wasali'i drives hard, but he's tackled in a very, very good tackle by Kurundua, and we go back to the penalty on the St Kevin's 10 metre line, about 10 metres from the terrace touch. Yeah, I think the signal there was someone offside at that ruck. And Wilson again pokes it down towards the scoreboard corner at Centennial Park. Not a breath of wind, sun's shining, typical North Otago day. If you want somewhere to live, come here. LJ Hookers will sell you the houses. Gee, I'll get a plug there. I might even get a beer out of Robertson.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Right, this interesting time. The first attacking line out from St Kevin's. In fact, Waitaki Boys in the first Waitaki Boys scrum. So Wilson's going blind. Very good play. Taylor's taking him into the hooker, driving in hard. They're working, pushing over, but again, the cleaners are just not quite there. The cleaners, the tackle players going to ground, and the Waitaki Boys cleaners just weren't there again. And that very good defence by St Kevin's has gone strong and hard. And Darwin Hughes goes in there, cleans up the ball, and at penalty, Whanawhihi will take the kick about 20 metres out from the St Kevin's line, punches it down, and now they're about 10-15 metres inside. 15-18 metres inside St Kevin's half, and it will be St Kevin's feed to the line out. So that, look, very good defensive work by St Kevin's. At every tackle they seem to have someone right on that ball, and Waitaki Boys just not cleaning out, getting rid of those pests around the ball.
No, exactly right. No, they're certainly playing well. Both sides pretty evenly matched, I would say.
Line out, Fowler goes in, Hughes again lifted high, good light Fowler, and they're going low. George barges hard straight and not tackled. He was, I was going to say not held, but in fact he was held. His knee went to the ground, but never released that penalty. Waitaki Boys have just taken everything quick. They're driving hard down the bandstand line. Jack Nichols driving hard, looking for a second try. They're on the 22, just inside the 22 of St Kevin's. Wilson's got the ball. Taylor in midfield, going strong, straight up the middle, doing a bit of a Cody Taylor run. This time Waitaki Boys are over the ball, coming back blind. Pua, the number 8, is driven in. His team's over top of him. Wilson's got the ball again. They're just going in this pod work and keeping it good and tight. Jake Roney, straight through, sets up the ball, and all of a sudden Wilson said, I'm not going to pass it this time, and from 20 metres out, it's just happened so quick. I'm trying to recap that. It was just a wee bit of a snipe down the open side. No pass from Wilson this time. Runs 20 metres, scores right beside the post, basically unopposed.
Absolutely.
Just the post wasn't there from the ruck. The post is the man that defends really the first part of any ruck or maul. So just hadn't set up all this very good defence that's been happening from St Kevin's. Just a wee bit lax that time, but again, great work by Wilson. Great work by Wilson to notice the gap was there, but a very good charge up the middle to set that initial phase up by Sione Pua, and Wilson right on the job. And I think is that Wilson converting, or is it McGregor Hoffman? Again, we can't blame the post.
No, it's Wilson.
No, it's Wilson. Takes the conversion. 5. We're both writing this down. We'll actually have to compare notes at half time to make sure we both got the scores right.
See who's right.
So what are we doing now? 14-7.
14-7 Waitaki Boys after 18 minutes.
You keep the time, you keep the score, and I'll do the thinking.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we've probably got that round the wrong way, Dan.
You never know. I was just going to say a good break there from Jack Nichol.
Yes, it was. Yep.
And going to be an interesting conversation because Jack's father, James, went to St Kevin's, so there could have been a bit of a confliction there, couldn't there?
He might be taken out of the will. So far he's drop out. The restart has gone long. So this, just walking slowly to the scrum. Waitaki Boys feed middle of halfway. And it was a good wee break down the middle also by by Taylor, the number 2. Looks as though he's got a real endeavour to go forward and straight. This big scrum sets up of Willie, Taylor and Pua in that front row. A bit of weight coming in behind from Roney and Puasa. Just getting it all set up now. Midfield, 14-7. Waitaki Boys lead. Wilson feeds to the scrum. Comes out wide to Vi, works hard. Hoffman takes the inside pass. Yeah, they're going to they're going one wide quite regularly. Big Wally goes straight down the middle now. working hard. Wilson coming back. Now he's taking the wee kick. He's finding gaps. He's finding gaps in this defence. He knew he was under advantage, so had a wee sneak down the by, put a grubber kick down. But now we're out probably 32 metres out, 15 metres in from the grandstand touch. Penalty, Waitaki Boys High School. Offside, St Kevin's. Unbelievable. Could you imagine them being offside? Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
What are you trying to say, Kev?
Look, no breeze at this stage, so the common easterly that these people that don't live in Oamaru talk about is not here. It's absolutely still, so we're a good probably 32 metres out, 16 metres in from the grandstand touch, and Wilson said, well, listen, let's get another 3 points and let's get outside that one try margin. Remember, this is the test match. He's lining up, he comes in, he's kept his head down, and he's just kicked it slightly to the left.
So it's still 14 to Waitaki Boys, 7 to St Kevin's. We are 21 minutes. Yeah, 21 minutes into the first half. Today's commentary brought to you by the team down at LJ Hooker Oamaru.
Whanapihi comes to the line and will take this drop kick. Chasers are ready. Waitaki Boys is spread far and wide. He's gone very, very long. Wilson's gone back. There's 3 or 4 fellas back there. They'll start working this through. Straight up through the middle. Waitaki Boys forwards over. Wilson's got the ball. And it's McGregor Hoffman is still holding on very tight. Just probably had a couple of fellas he could have fed to. Big Power was inside, and of course that wee skippy wee man Jack Nichol was there as well, but McGregor Hoffman decided to keep going on his own. The ball's been bundled out into touch. Campbell Fowler will feed the lot about half a metre inside St Kevin's line. Referee Fox is just lining everyone up to say get in the right spots, fellas. And I'm sure that we'll see Davin Hughes up for the ball. He seems to be the one that they're lifting pretty regularly. The ball's gone quite wide. Referee said not straight. Yeah, no, good fair call, but when the other team doesn't jump, did it really matter? And so again, that's one of those ones that, well, if they had jumped, it definitely would have been called. So they'll come right. He was obviously playing for the Southerly that's meant to be here tomorrow morning. Right, so we're 15 metres in from touch, bang on halfway. Waitaki Boys feed. There's a young Jack Nichol here on the blind side. I bet he's got the eye on what Wilson is going to do from halfback. Pull out number 8. It's fed the ball's back Wilson, and they've gone wide. Yeah, Nichol's gone right, he isn't. And the pass, obviously someone just wasn't quite aware of what was happening there. The ball went to the ground. Nichols tried to pick it up, had a bit of a knock on, and we'll have a scrum 8 metres into the Waitaki Boys half. It'll be a St Kevin's feed, and we're just about midfield, I'd say. Yep, we're midfield. So you'll have to take over commentary, because that pole in the middle here now covers everything. So if something goes wrong in the front row, you'll have to describe exactly what's happening there.
And it's all my fault.
So the scrums look pretty balanced. This much younger Waitaki Boys team with less experience, just as at this stage, 20 odd minutes in, is holding its own. And everyone's winning each other's ball. So we'll see just what happens here. Whanapihi, he feeds. The ball's at Ridley's feet, and yes, he's going to have a wee crack. Feeds out to Whanapihi, who looks for a wee chip. He's chipped over the Waitaki backs, and Waitaki backs are coming away really strongly, straight up the middle, and they'll set another lot of their pods. Wasaliti has gone in hard and low, and Wilson's over the ball. This is a great kick. I just can't see the play. They've got a great kick, and he's chased hard and through. Again, it's Wasaliti. Might have slightly not gone just for, but St Kevin's have gone all over top of this ball, and they're playing under advantage. Knock-on advantage only, so they're fed wide, and they're going. McCarthy's got the ball, and he's given it hard and wide to Max Kane, who's dribbling straight up, and they've set the ball over. And this is the first chance that Kevin's have had to make something go for quite some time. McEwen drives hard through the middle. The pod goes over top of him. Whanapihi, he gets ready to feed, and he's feeding wide to St Kevin's backs. Lining up a great tackle there again by Wasaliti. And there's a knock on just as and certainly in some games we might have seen that as an intentional knock-on, but certainly what happened then was Latu went in for the tackle. The Waitaki Boys' first 5 went in for the tackle, and as he went to tackle, the ball was knocked on. So St Kevin's will get the feed to the scrum, and they've gone nowhere really, but across the paddock. So we're 8 metres into Waitaki Boys, 15 metres in from the grandstand touch on a lovely day here at Centennial Park. I don't have to keep saying that, do I?
It's a lovely day.
Well, it's a lovely day anyway, isn't it?
Anything could change, but
no breeze at the stage. Still the same score. You keeping up with that?
I am indeed.
Right,
14-7.
So interesting call. It's the first time we've really seen St Kevin's back have a crack out wide. They're working hard. The Bees right out to Marlowe. Marlowe, this pace man out wide. He's taken on one. He's taken another. But a great tackle by Waitaki Boys. The advantage was over from way over this side. They're on the 22. Again, St Kevin's is lined up and they're starting to feed out from a pod just right on midfield. Waitaki Boys have gone in hard for the ball. Wharafihi is feeding, but he's gone out really wide to Brocott in midfield. Here's Campbell Fowler. The back, they're all out wide and they're feeding out really quick to Goodsir. Goodsir's trying hard. Plenty of Waitaki defence. Back into the midfield. Brocott drives up the middle. They're setting up another pod. Nothing's happened. Fox is called offside, gone back to advantage, and St Kevin's will have the opportunity to score for points right in front, about a couple of metres to the left-hand side of the Waitaki Boys goalpost, about 21 metres.
Yes, just off the 22, isn't
It's
it?
not bad.
It's not bad. Did you take 22 and take one off?
Yeah, just really.
Good man.
Yeah, I didn't start counting from the other way.
Nothing wrong with you.
That was the first time that St Kevin's had ball that they've actually decided to put out wide, and we see Marlowe right at the end of that. At the end of that play, have plenty of space, so that once they get this going, they're going to look pretty damn dangerous.
Yeah, they are.
So Wharafihi lines himself up. 5 metres to the left of the goalpost, grandstand side, 21 metres out. Kept his head down. Yep. He swung through, great kick.
So 14-10 to Waitaki Boys.
7 and 3 is 10. That's not bad.
So 28 minutes, 27-28 minutes into the first half.
35-minute halves, first 15 rugby. So McGregor Hoffman will take the drop out, and he's gone deep down to the St Kevin's 22. Max Kane drives in hard again. He's a great runner with the ball, this Max Kane. They just need to get more ball to him. Fowler's come wide. They're linking with the backs, the forwards. Yeah, this is what's going to start happening. They're going to get some ball and they're going to start going wide. Waitaki Boys defender is penalised for playing the ball on the ground. And again, Wharafihi goes straight and hard. Kuradua goes straight up the middle, and a big strong tackle by Waitaki Boys. And they've said no advantage, not back 10 metres. Simple as that. And so they come back. The pace will settle down. Again, St Kevin's look very dangerous. We've got, we had Fowler and Kane out on the backs and looking like backs as they're running and determined to feed the ball and keep the game going wide. So McCarthy comes in, kicks for the grandstand touch and finds touch about 14 metres inside the Waitaki Boys, inside the Waitaki Boys half. Grandstand. knock on by the Waitaki Boys players. The signal just sort of went the wrong stuff. He feeds Stormy McCarthy, and again they've gone for the sweep midfield chip. They've obviously seen that there's a weakness in the defensive line. But well cleaned up by Waitaki Boys deep inside their 22, and Wilson calmly takes the ball from the back of the ruck and kicks deep down just out onto halfway.
That's good, sir.
Good, so he's taking a strong run down the grandstand touch, working very hard, and he's just got his foot in touch. A very good tackle by Wilson. I think they're testing at each other's deodorant there. What are you wearing? No, I want to close the sniff. So Matthew Metcalf took the ball in there and going very well. And the pace of Goodsir and Metcalf, they certainly need to start using these players. So Taylor will take the feed to the line out. It's a good try here by Waitaki Boys. Tied, Price has taken the ball. I think that it was going to slide knock on. They've run into their own players. Run into players accidentally offside. And so it's a turnover here and scrum and with other feed. Kevin's scrum, and this will be really interesting. I'm pretty sure they'll go wide. I think they're starting to see some breaks out there. It will be Farafee to feed the scrum 15 metres in from the grandstand touch, right on about 20 metres out from the Waitaki Boys goal line. Ridley number 8, co-captain had a stalling game last year, just starting to get pace this game now. McCarthy's waiting first 5. Farafee's got the ball yesterday. They're certainly going to go wide. Kieran past Kieran's gone wide. Here's Marlow with the ball though. Kieran's gone back and cleaned up the loose ball, and here's a loosen. And strong running straight down the middle. St Kevin sets up. Campbell Fowler has the ball. McKeown's got it, driving in hard. Waitaki Boys defenders are doing well. But St Kevin's retains the ball and setting up another pod, going straight into the middle. Ridley is driving in hard. 15 metres out from touch on the 22. Waitaki Boys against out to McCarthy, wide ball out, coming up very quick. Waitaki Boys, and Marlowe's got it. He's dangerous, he's fast, he's dangerous, and he's dangerous, he's fast. He can't be tackled. Well, man, he didn't try in the corner. So this is the way they're starting to move. They're getting that ball wide. They've got the confidence in their passes. A couple of times they've gone a bit astray, but now they've seen that they've got this pace man out wide. He scored that early try, and now classic winners try, took the outside break right on the same touchline, right on the terrace touchline, and has gone in from 30 odd metres out, beat 2 or 3 defenders on the straight outside break. Great try.
Absolutely, and with about 2 minutes to go.
He ended up the score.
Board. Oh yes, quite does. About 2 minutes to go, we're St Kevin's in the lead, but 15 points to 14, still to be converted. But it's not an easy conversion to make though.
No, he's a metre inside from a metre from the terrace touch here at very stunning Waitaki Centre of Sport Excellence at Centennial Park. Where anything good happens, it happens here at Centennial Park. It's a big pressure kick.
It is a big pressure kick, and
potentially, although to come back now with the first Waitaki Boys playing on, St Kevin's where they have had the opportunity, spun the ball wide, and the whole team seems quite comfortable with spinning the ball wide. They found that gap, they know they've got that left place to Marlow, and Farafee lines up this conversion from out wide. It's not a bad nuts. The touch judges are watching good and hard, but he's just straight up left. Certainly got the distance to just put it across the face of the post, and we are in the scoreboard tells us. I don't have to look at your notes because I can't read them. It's 15-14 to St Kevin's, bang on half time. Just a couple more plays, I'd say, when we're into half time. Kicks off. Waitaki Boys retain the ball and driving hard through Maver. Wilson's come up at half back, and he's Lahu has got the ball, but St Kevin's defence has gone really strong, and St Kevin's are making a break right down midfield. While Lassie is driven, the ball sitting there free. Waitaki Boys tried to drive over it. The ball was definitely out. There might have been a knock-on. No, there hasn't been a knock-on. Referee's right on the spot. You can see what's happening. And great work by the defence of Waitaki Boys High School. Wilson cleans up the mess, kicks the ball to touch, but sadly it's gone astray and gone out before. But a very tricky situation. Great work by Kieran Dura and RC from St Kevin's down the middle of the paddock, took up that quick ball, opened things up, and now where are we? We're just outside the 22, 10 metres outside we're 30 metres out from Waitaki's goal line with Fowler feed the line out. Kane takes the ball high, out to McCarthy, yes they're going, but they found their pace, they're going out wide. Pulled the ball past, it was, yes. Had a wee dummy, made out that he was going to go wide, but then flicked the short pass to McCarthy that was coming out wide, but sadly it went forward and referee Fox said, fellas, I've had enough for the first half. Probably reflects the game.
Certainly does. We'll take a quick break and be back with more in just a moment.
If you are disabled,
It's quite amazing. I'd say that there's not much in the way of seeing left head on the grandstand. It'd be much better if it was new grandstand.
Only time will let us know.
Right.
What's going to happen here? Waitaki Boys, St Kevin's, 15-14 to St Kevin's. Hoffman takes the kickoff. We're underway again. Grocott takes a very good ball under great pressure from Waitaki Boys. They've set the ball out. Whanafi, he comes in close. Kane set up to take the ball, but they've gone deep to McCarthy, who kicks down to the Waitaki Boys 22. Good serve, takes the ball, going into centre field. Both teams are really starting to hit first up plays into centre field and make sure they've got their options. By the number 8 goes wide, but it's gone right back to McGregor Hoffman, who kicks to the 10 metres and don't kick that ball to Marlow. So St Kevin's have got the ball. They've set it up very, very far. He goes out to McCarthy. McCarthy again, this chip is seeing a big gap in behind it, that defence of Waitaki Boys. And he's away with Waitaki Boys, going straight down the middle. I just can't pick exactly that player is. It might have been what's it again. Wilson's over the ball. Top Willie's taking him, driving hard. Slight adjustment to our technology. Again, Wilson's taking that very, very quick tack. Davis close to him. Knock on. Both ways. Pass the ball wide, and the time that gets in it, and Tyrone Balu just couldn't hold that pass from a quick breaking Wilson, and so we're just starting the second half, and we're 10 metres in from the grandstand touchline, about 20 metres out from St Kevin's territory. So already with a couple of movements straight away, both teams look as though they're going to continue that pace of getting the ball, passing the ball more and more. Dominant scrum ball by Waitaki Boys. Ball strung to get out. McCarthy comes in, drives hard. Straight down the middle goes RC. He's taken it right to halfway. He's tackled on a very good tackle. And again, Whanafi finds the ball and kicks deep. And there's no one there. And there's a space to Marlow chasing the ball hard, but it just beats him into touch. Great vision by Whanafi. Great break by Hatili RC. Straight down the middle of the paddock, getting that loose ball, and a very, very good kick by Whanafi from halfway down into the grandstand, into the northern corner. The ball just rolls out about 5 metres from Waitaki Boys line, and Waitaki Boys just struck after a very good scrum by Waitaki Boys. They're just struggling hard on defence. Very good. You can see what St Kevin's are going to do, Dan.
Yeah.
Grocott to feed the ball.
No, I think it's Campbell Fell.
No, it's Campbell Fell. I was just testing it because you made me call it wrong in the first half. Darren Hawes out the second fight, and there's Marlow straight in, and he's... Wow, look, I'm just absolutely stunned. Look, again,
look easy, didn't
one of the best moves in rugby. Halfback, great take, high in the line out by Darwin Hughes. Puts the ball down to Whanafi out to McCarthy. McCarthy has his whole back line sitting out wide, ready for the ball, and then screaming from the blind side comes that man again. How good is he? I think he's just, one of the best things I've seen around for quite some time. Absolute pace. Isaiah Marlow. We just better write that name down, so we write it on one of these windows, so they never get clean. It'll stay here for a while. We can write that name down. Look, that's just sheer pace. He hit again, but a very, very good pass by McCarthy, and he just opened up that gap.
He did indeed.
And look, everyone could say that's poor defence, but pace. The defence. Yep, great try.
Yes, he's certainly got the pace on him.
I saw
and he finds the gaps too.
Whanafi sinks the boots out, and we've got a bit of an opening now, 22-14. Well, after. So Waitaki Boys just need to shore up that defence a wee bit, take advantage of this dominance they've given in the scrum. McGregor takes off down to St Kevin's. The players just knocked it on, but we're under advantage. Wilson's got the ball, taking a wee dive down blind, still under advantage. No clear advantage from that move. Yeah, worthwhile having a wee crack. He went down the ball, so we're just outside, so we're 25 metres out from St Kevin's line, 5 metres in from touch on the grandstand side at Centennial Park. Scrum to go down from the knock-on. Waitaki Boys, Wilson to feed. We haven't seen their number 8 Pua have a dab from number 8. He's a big strong lad. I just wonder if this could be his time, although the backs are spread far and wide with Latu and Vi ready. Look, I'm sure they're willing and ready to have a crack at this, their opposite numbers. Just a wee bit of time settling this first scrum down. Look, there's been a lot happening, and referee Fox just seems to be right on the spot, and he's clearly doing a wee bit of talking to somebody because the play is flowing, isn't it? It's very good. He just seems to be right at the breakdown, whether he's giving a message or two, and he's just letting players play. So it's a great interpretation. Great ball, well hooked. Midfield, Waitaki Boys moving the ball around. Players just not sure that Wasali is tied up in midfield, and it looks as though St Kevin's have wrapped him up, and it could be a maul. Hasn't been signalled yet. The ball collapses to the ground. Is it still a tackle, or are we looking for a turnover? St Kevin's a turnover. Fatafihi's found the ball, kicking wide, kicking deep into Waitaki Boys territory. Waitaki Boys centre got caught high up. A couple of St Kevin's fellas drove in hard, took the ball off him. Fatafihi grabs the ball and kicks, and now kicks down to the grandstand side, and we'll have a feed for Waitaki Boys by Hosea Taylor. Waitaki Boys had the opportunity there, but just slipped up, and now Fatafihi's got St Kevin's back on attack, and we're grandstand touch. Waitaki Boys to feed the ball, and it's
an
out
interesting
at Talatu. Big crash in centre field. Wilson's just getting over the ball, trying to master his troops. And a great pass. Yeah, great pass, he's away. Can't quite see his number yet. Great play down the blindside touch. I'm still watching players. Should be calling out numbers and letting you know exactly what's happened. But Ty Navalu has made up for that wee slip up earlier when he knocked the ball on. He's gone from the halfway right down to about 8 metres outside to St Kevin's territory. Straight tiptoed all the way down. And the big break was... Who made that initial big break? Was that Sione Pua, the number 8?
I think it was.
Or was it Aliti, his brother? And I think that's his brother. Right, yeah, we're back into a defensive line out. Campbell fell at the throw. They tend to be taking a lot into Hughes at 7 because he's slighter in build, but they're lifting him high and that ball's coming. And again, that's exactly what happens. No big Max Kane has taken the ball, and they've gone wide and gone to midfield. Kieran Duadua's driven up hard towards the 22 midfield. St Kevin's are all over top of this. They're taking the time now back to McCarthy. And clears a very, very good out. Very, very good clearance. St Kevin's took the time, set up the ruck, middle of the paddock. Great pass by the halfback back, and now we're just 10 metres inside the St Kevin's half with Taylor from Waitaki Boys to feed the line out. There's no one showing any dominance here at this stage. Just as soon as St Kevin's have got a sniff of an attacking opportunity, they're probably just doing that wee bit better, getting that ball wide quick and using their options exceptionally well. Wilson, Talatu, Big Sione, number 8 is out wide, crashes up the middle. Again, Wilson takes the ball, feeds wide to Maver. Maver just slips. Again, tackle, set up. Wilson's over the ball. Poha crashes again midfield, looking for a support. Struggling hard. Leah takes the ball in tight. Still midfield, 10 metres inside St Kevin's territory. Wilson gets the ball again, feeds wide. Fatafi. working. Waitaki Boys are trying to move this, with St Kevin's defences working really, really hard. Ball again comes out to Willie in centre field. He flings a wild pass out to the centre. Still going down the grandstand touch. And Tonganavulu slips. Could just be a wee bit. Taylor's over the ball now. Argy, they're still going strong. Willie takes the ball up. This time, Waitaki drives over hard. And then Urasali. Here he goes, he's driven hard in the great groove. Tonganavulu again making a very good run down the grandstand touch. We're 5 metres out. Waitaki Boys driving over hard. Wilson's over top of the ball. Set looking for the drive. Willie at the prop. And Pua, the big number 3, drives in hard. We're about 5 metres out, 15 metres in from touch grandstand side. Wilson's looking for the ball. The forwards have decided, no, we're just going to take a wee bit of time here and set this up, and we're going to keep driving. We've got a penalty, so I think they'll have a wee dab or two here. They're driving hard. Maver's picked up the ball, driving hard, driving through 15 metres in from the grandstand touch and about 2 metres out. Well, I've got that completely wrong. They must have been 2 centimetres out because he scored.
He has indeed.
Was that Maver that scored?
I didn't see. I couldn't see through the...
He certainly took the drive in there and was being driven over, so I'm just... we'll award it to him at this stage and see who pays us the most afterwards to change that name to the correct name. The first time Waitaki Boys have actually had a wee drive up the middle and keeping it tight in their forwards. But again, Siona Tonganavulu was very strong coming down. The grandstand touch showed really deft footwork, took another 20 metres out of the opposition. Wilson's lining up the conversion 16 metres in on the St Kevin's 22. And that, to me, doesn't look a bad re-nudge.
That's it.
Taken. So 14 and 7's 21.
Indeed, so just 1 point we St Kevin's now.
So he's given that to Sione Puha, is he? The number 8. We'll give that to him.
We will.
We'll agree with the grandstand announcer.
See if I can see Alan's notes.
Yeah, time to write bigger for us.
I just looked through the window. Yes, so it's Sione Puha.
Well, not much between 7 and 8, is there? Max Whatafi takes the kick off and he's gone very, very deep. Very, very deep again. Wilson's under the ball, taking it calmly and kicks it hard back and finds touch on the terrace side, the St Kevin's side of Centennial Park, about 12 metres in Waitaki Boys half. We've got an injury midfield and we've got a bit of a stoppage. So just take a note of that time. We're 12 minutes gone to the second half here at Centennial Park, and we're St Kevin's 22.
Waitaki Boys High School
21. Yeah. I was just having some suspense, waiting everyone to... Yeah, that was a bit of... I hadn't forgotten.
I was just about to reach out for a pulse. So there's about as many points between 7 and 8 as there is between 21 and 22, isn't there?
Yep.
But that could be enough. It is so evenly matched.
It is. And look, I'm just impressed now. Sione Puha is really just starting to take a wee bit of dominance in that play, in that tide. He took the ball from the back of the scrum. He's driven up, fed that ball really right out to Tonganavulu after a very good break. So he's just starting to become a bit of a dominant force in close, and be quite critical of how these forwards actually start doing some things for Waitaki Boys very soon. So it will be co-captain Campbell Fowler to feed the ball 12 metres into St Kevin's territory, and Whatafi, he's just struggling. He's got cramp, but he's jogging in. They're holding up the game for him. He's pretty critical. He's made some very good kicks. He's been passing the ball very, very well and feeding McCarthy in that back line with exceptional pace. So it's been really, really good. So McCrosty goes high. McCarthy's at again the crash in midfield. Great stuff. Ridley's driving hard and still going. Bit of action starting. He's at the other number 8's doing some work, so I better start doing some. Campbell Fowler's got the ball. They're going down the blind side. Again, Metcalf cuts in. Over go the forwards, holding the ball up, setting. Whatafihi is going well. Campbell Fowler again. This is these big fellas in midfield looking very good. Grocott takes the ball. Waitaki Boys over top, but just can't get there. St Kevin's is driven in. Trying too hard, Waitaki Boys, and there is a penalty, and they're taking a quick tap right in front of the post. Kieran Duradura has gone wide and gets smashed in midfield, but I don't think they're back 10 metres. I think they're still playing under advantage. Driving hard, they've set up. About 5 metres out. Someone, and the penalty advantage is still being played. Nothing's coming from that. It was pretty good defence from Waitaki Boys, but they hadn't gone back 10. And now we have hands in that last situation. Waitaki Boys went for the ball, they lost the opportunity, and St Kevin's 10, 15, 18 metres out, 18 and a half metres out. We're getting pretty precise now. We're 18 metres from the goal line, straight in front of the post. There's an injury. Is that Wharafihi down again? I just can't quite pick who that is, because he's a critical component. Yes. Not only does he, been playing very, very good tactically, but he's also Wharafihi's right. Wharafihi's good. He's out in midfield, looking for the ball. Just not sure who actually has come down there. So where are we at? 22 St Kevin's, 21 Waitaki Boys. High score, 15 minutes gone. We're just stopped for an injury break. We have a penalty to St Kevin's, right out in front. Very good defence by Waitaki Boys at that stage, but they just got a wee bit keen. They'd lost that competition. Should have just held pace and waited for the next opportunity, but gave the penalty away. Just a wee bit of nervous tension and a wee bit over eager, and we certainly have got. So that's Kieran Duradura, is it, or is that Marlowe? It's
not Marlowe. I've seen Marlowe before.
Are you sure? Just can't see the numbers, and the TV cameras are just not swinging around to that side of the field, so it's just a wee bit difficult for us to know. Look, hopefully it's no player that's hurt with it. I'm pretty sure it is number 14, is it? So we have got 15, we've got 20 minutes to go. We're 22-21 to St Kevin's.
Wasn't Marlowe?
The injury break, Kieran Duradura, the centre, number 13. Luke Kieran Duradura.
They both played so well.
Yeah, they have. Yep.
Always in the action.
So they've elected to take the scrum. So it's a penalty straight in front. They're 1 point ahead. 20 minutes to go, and they've elected to take the scrum. Wharafihi to feed. Ridley will take the ball from number 8, I'm sure he will. He's taking this good to Wharafihi's out. Wharafihi's shamed the kick, and he's made a great move here. And fed brilliantly to Metcalf. Metcalf draws and pass, and well, at least you know how to spell this name, won't you?
You certainly will.
Yeah, I saw Marlowe in the corner. Look, just a very simple 8-9 move down the blind, out to fullback Metcalf. Took his time. Bit of uncertainty from the defence. He created that uncertainty. Marlowe, look, just give him the ball, get a try. So, vindicates the decision to take the scrum at the penalty time. And now 21 Waitaki Boys plays 27 St Kevin's.
And again, not an easy conversion.
No, it's good, sir. So they've said this is a tough one, so you can have it. Wharafihi, just see him walking back now. He's had that bad cramp and he is limping, so it's probably a very good decision, because Wharafihi's playing an exceptionally important part in this game. And Waitaki Boys will just need to lift themselves a tad. He's line out, right foot kick around the corner, 20, right out on the grandstand touchline. Another great try by St Kevin's. And yes, he can certainly kick a ball, but he's just a wee bit wayward, a wee bit like my regular 3-wood shot. I'm just not sure where the gun can hit them a long way, but no idea where they're going. But I think he might have more skill than I have. We come back, we're 18, 17 minutes gone. Waitaki Boys to kick off. Substitution being made now.
16 going on for Waitaki Boys. So that is Adrian Badenhorst. Badenhorst. And who's come off? Number 3.
The big fella, Ludi Puha.
Sorry, it's not. I was looking at the wrong team.
Were you?
I was indeed. Yeah.
You completely confused me.
So
the team in blue is St Kevin's, who are leading the game, 27-21. We've gone midfield. St Kevin's crash up just outside their 22. They're over Whatafi, Picks out to Grocott. That's Ridley actually. Props looking like number 8s and moving fast. Whatafi's over the ball again. They take it back to McCarthy. Very good boot to McCarthy and kicks deep just over the halfway, and Tony Verla again says, this is my sideline, this is my grandstand touch, get out of my way, and he's driven in hard. Great tackle, 30 metres out from St Kevin's tie line. We're going, 16 has just come on the paddock. You got that right yet?
Sukalili Nikolasi.
Nikolasi comes on, Waitaki Boys, and they've spun it wide, and finally getting a bit of chance and a bit of opportunity by AC out wide. It's just kicked that ball forward, and St Kevin's has taken it, and McCarthy's gone in to clean that up and kicked deep. Into McGregor. Hoffman is taking it from the back, and he's going to have everyone around. He's gone 20-30 metres, but he's tackled. Probably should have let that ball go, but a great work by his team to come over top and clean things up. And Savangavalu, again, this is my touchline. I only need a metre. Get out of my way. He's gone driven hard into the 22, and Wilson. Oh, what's Wilson done now? He's picked up the ball 23 metres out. He was, and can I say this, he was 3.5 inches, which is about 78 millimetres away from the grandstand touch. He said, listen, get out of my way, I'm going blind. He went blind, everyone else looked the other way, and he's just run 26, 27 metres down the grandstand touch, dove in at the end, and scored a magnificent try for Waitaki Boys to bring them back into the game. And I suppose 5, and so that's 26, 27. Pretty exciting.
Indeed,
from nothing. From nothing.
Created out of open space.
Yep.
So just to recap, it was Nikolasi, number 16, on for Atili Pora. So that is the Waitaki Boys substitution so far. There's only just the one, I believe. St Kevin's. Who's changed in St Kevin's? Max Kane is off.
Max Kane's gone. Max Kane's gone, and Liam Cameron's come on, I think, number 19.
Saturday's matchday commentary brought to you by the team down at LJ Hooker Oamaru. Wilson just about to try this conversion, and
wow,
yes, he's done it. That was a cracking.
So what are you saying now? What are you saying now, team?
I think we're going to say 28-27. It's
28. So that's a Wilson try.
Got about 12 minutes to go by my calculation.
That won't be too bad. So there's a bit of thought going on here at St Kevin's. They were hot on attack, scored a good try, could have kicked the penalty but scored the try, took the lead, and now they've just given up by a great try by Wilson. McCarthy kicks off and kicks deep. Yeah, Whatafi's definitely gone astray with his kicking. So Waitaki Boys are now starting to say, well, we're in this game and we're going to go hard. So they're on their own 22 now, and they're going blindside.
Well, that looked forward to me.
Forward and out, and yeah, look, a great opportunity there. That he went, the big number 8 Pua went blind, and he had the opportunity to feed his winger, but he was just a bit relaxed with that pass that drifted forward, and so now we have a great opportunity for St Kevin's. St Kevin's in there, 15-18 metres in from the terrace touch, and 20 metres from the Waitaki Boys goal line. Whatafi to feed. Ridley at number 8. The opportunity is still there for him to double back and go blind, but I would say they'll go open and wide, and it'll be a good quick feed to McCarthy and get this ball out to Marlowe on this side and give him another try. The scrum's just sort of skewed all round. Waitaki Boys have been slightly dominant in the scrum, but just haven't taken any great advantage of that at this stage. They'll just have to watch themselves to make sure they stay good and square. How many tries does this fella Marlowe? How many have you written down from now? 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yes, 4 tries.
Is it?
Yep.
Woo! Woo! He's just, the next thing he's got to do is instead of scoring them in the corner, score them under the post, which he did with his first one. So he started off well, and that's the difference. It's just that those conversions are the difference.
Yep, they are.
Good good scrum. Wharafihi to feed. McCarthy waits. RC at second 5. Kurundura takes it at centre. RC cut doubles around him and taking a great pass. By goodness, he can move. He's not going to be stopped.
And he's over.
And he is certainly over in the corner. That's really the first time. Well, RC has made a couple of good breaks, sort of midfield with some scrappy play, but this time he doubled around Kurundura at his centre. Saw Marlowe out wide, said, listen mate, you've got 4 tries already, I'm going to have a wee crack myself, and really just opened his legs up in great pace and really drove hard for the corner. Went over an advantage from a tackle that was a wee bit dodgy and a wee bit up high. Score is 32-28. We're going to have trouble keeping these big numbers up.
I'm running out of paper.
Are you? Have you got it? So when I do my summary, because you can see my writing's not that damn flash, and I've got no idea what's happening there. So that was a try to RC. But what a great move. Wharafihi again, that very good feed, and critical he stays on the paddock, even though he's gone down with cramp. And we have be good sir again having another shot.
Just needs to bring it in
hope he's not using my 3-wood. He's 5 metres in from touch, the grandstand touch. Head down. He's adjusted. He's adjusted from the right. He's gone left into the trees, but still he can kick a ball that might come in handy. So again, just those conversions, and what a great try. Great work by Arce, but a great back move. Wharafihi fed McCarthy out to Kurundura the second, the centre, as the second 5 is doubling around. McGregor kicks up. Hoffman kicks off down to the St Kevin's 22, but St Kevin's, they have said we're going to win this by running the ball, and they've flicked it wide. Still going strong, and they're saying these are the gaps are out wide. Just can't quite pick up that player's number. Find him for me.
Was it Bailey?
Yes, I think it was. But trouble, they're running like backs. It's just not on really. Brocott lets that ball go.
So that's Cameron.
Yep. Liam Cameron takes the ball up wide. They're sitting there waiting for the Wharafihi. The ball comes out. Waitaki Boys are all over it. Yes, he had a wee peek to see where he was going to go, and while he was peeking up, the ball came out, and Wilson and a couple others swooped round on him and forced him to knock the ball on. So we're back on halfway. We've got a couple of substitutions being made. So Harry King for Waitaki Boys is coming on. No one's decided to come off at this stage, so they're going to play with 16.
No,
they're not. So just can't. No, it's Waitaki Boys are coming. Cash Patterson coming on, and he will go. He's coming on to the wing, was he? Just can't pick the number of that player coming off. Scrum, Waitaki Boys ball, 18 metres in from the grandstand touch.
So
bang on halfway. Kilifi Vai's gone. Been playing very good defensively, Vi. Hasn't quite had the opportunities to test his pace, but played a very good game. Wilson feeds the ball. Feeds to Lato. They're going wide. They're going to use that big man in the centre. Crashing hard as Basilia. Wilson's getting the ball very, very quickly. He's a danger at Wilson. He's following it again. Good. We're 8 metres into St Kevin's half, right on the terrace touchline. Crashing straight back up the middle. The big fellas need to start rumbling. Screaming at pace. It was far. The ball came from Wilson, but they just weren't ready for it. There's been a knock on. St Kevin's advantage. St Kevin's are looking for the ball. They've set the play up about 30 metres out from the goal line, right on the the terrace touch. Fowler's got the ball midfield. He's looking to feed off in the tackle. Grocott feeds back to McCarthy, but the pass from Fowler was it was very adventurous, and it is great to see, because all of a sudden that opened up great McCarthy. Look, McCarthy's reading this game very well. All of a sudden he'll just drop back into the pocket, and he'll just tactically line up the game and sort things out from there. So it's very, very good play. Another St Kevin's substitution. Toby Walton's coming on. Not sure who's coming off.
school with Toby's father out at Mahino.
Did you?
Yeah.
So is that the goal kicker, Goodson, coming off?
It is. His work is done. He's had a good game too.
Yeah, no, very good, very, very good. All right, scrum, and we're 30 metres out from the St Kevin's. We're 5 metres in from the terrace touch. St Kevin's to feed the ball. McCarthy, look, McCarthy will get this ball moving again. Atiliasi's going exceptionally well at second five with Kurandua. They're really a handful, that midfield combination. Great potential and certainly know when to push the fast button.
Absolutely. I reckon there's about 7 minutes left of this game. St Kevin's leading 32 points to Waitaki's 28.
Does it have to stop if we're enjoying it?
I don't know how much more they've got in the tank, to be honest.
Right, again, I mean, no breeze. It's just play the game as you see it. St Kevin's Wharafihi to feed. I'm sure McCarthy's going to go wide and they'll test this outside. Great scrum by Waitaki Boys, putting the pressure on. Ridley's under pressure at the back of the scrum, but he's cleared the ball. McCarthy's going to go straight and hard. First time of the game, and he's gone straight and hard, straight through the defence. He's opened them right up over the halfway. He's gone down, slipped, cleaned up the ball. St Kevin's are over top, coming by to give Wharafihi. He's having another wee crack.
Lost forward.
Lost forward. No problem, Wilson. Waitaki Boys pick up the ball on their own 10-metre line, clean it up. Wilson goes blind. Wasalia takes it off him. Wilson sets up again into midfield. Willie goes hard. The big prop has another run down field. Waitaki Boys have got to start doing that. That's where they're finding the holes. Wasalia takes the ball wide. The new man on the paddock. Patterson has kicked the ball, but St Kevin's have picked that up. Wharafihi takes the ball, and again he's going wide. Is that Arcee with the ball? No, it's Kurandua. Great stuff. St Kevin's down the grandstand touch. Can't quite pick the players out far away from there. Need some better glasses. Wharafihi drives hard. Ridley driven over. St Kevin's setting it up. Wharafihi's with the ball again. Cameron Fowler. So there's been a wee knock on at that ruck. But by goodness, that might have been just a wee bit lucky for Waitaki Boys. St Kevin's were opening up another big outside play and looking very dangerous. As soon as they get front foot ball, this midfield, McCarthy just sets them alight. Arcee and Kurandua, they're pretty powerful in midfield. But this Marlow just hasn't got the ball.
No. Lachlan Colson going on for Waitaki Boys.
Lachlan Colson, Waitaki Boys is going on. Number 18, who's come off?
So it was Jake Roney.
Yeah, Jake Roney's come off.
We need to spring for these boards that they have.
Yeah, the numbers on. Yeah. Well, we'll get LJ Hooker to do that. Waitaki Boys have won the ball and they're spinning wide. Coming screaming down the grandstand touch. St Kevin's are very good in defence, but it might have been a slightly high tackle. They're driving over top. Referee Fox bang on the ball. Looking hard, sets the penalty. 5 metres in from the grandstand touch. 2 metres into St Kevin's half. Very, very, very good break by McGregor Hoffman. Probably tended to take that a metre or two just a wee bit far and invariably lost the ball. The penalty kick from Wilson is not found touch, and Marlow has taken the ball just on his 22 and he's off. He's gone 20 metres upfield, crashed into the middle, 15 metres in from the grandstand touch, but failed to release in the tackle. Waitaki Boys, the score. Waitaki Boys now on St Kevin's 22. Yeah, wee bit mucky there. St Kevin's just didn't get back, started to muck around with the ball really, and at the end of the day they should have rolled out of that last tackle. So Wilson was slowed up. He's taken the ball and taken the kick from the 22 St Kevin's, and an attacking line out about 10 metres out. Not the best of kicks, but again they've got an attacking line out about 10 metres from St Kevin's line. Now, what have we got going? 4 minutes to go.
3 to 4 minutes to go.
3 to 4 plus a wee bit of injury time. 32 St Kevin's, 28 Waitaki Boys, 60 really good points. Great taking the middle of the line out from Waitaki Boys. Taylor's setting it up. They're mooring the ball. Again, they're keeping it tight. Working hard with the forwards. Taylor's over top and he drives forward. All the forwards around him pushing hard. Wilson's just directing them around, sorting the traffic out. They've come blind. Great tackle here by St Kevin's. Good defence. His tackle ball, he must release him. Referee Fox has picked that up. They're still driving. They're taking their time. Waitaki Boys. I think they'll play this out for the next 2 or 3 minutes and keep just plugging away at the line. They must be getting closer. They're about 2 or 3 metres out. They're still under advantage. They're under control of this ruck. Referee has blown his whistle. No, there's an injury. He's simply done that for safety. One of the St Kevin's boys has, I think he's just cramped up. Yes, it's the halfback Whatafahi who's been plagued in the last 20 minutes with very bad cramps. Was all of a sudden in the middle of that tackle situation and couldn't get out of the way, and it was a dangerous situation. So Fox has said no, player safety, I'm going to blow the whistle. So we're 5 metres out. It will be a scrum to Waitaki Boys High School, and they are 5 metres out, 15 metres in for touch. We reckon we've got 2.5 minutes plus a wee bit of injury time, which this will be added on to, and we're 32-28. It couldn't be much. Well, it was closer at half-time. What was it at half-time? 22-21?
It was indeed.
Gee, what a memory. I've still got a wee bit of that.
Just a wee bit. Of course, Waitaki Boys won in 2021 and 22. So looking for the three-peat, but St Kevin's keen to have the peanut back in their cupboard on the display case.
Waitaki Boys, if they keep this tight, just seem to have that wee bit of dominance, don't they?
They do.
So they're clearing play now. Referee Fox is just... look, that's a shame for young fella. He's been an absolutely critical figure for St Kevin's to date, but just cramp's got the better of him, and he's hobbled off. And we are about to have a scrum, I would think, and it'll be 5 metres.
So Hayden Sanford and Adrian Badenhurst are going on.
Sanford will go, no doubt, I would assume will be going to halfback. So it's advantage from the high tackle. Willie's driving hard, straight from the tap penalty, driving hard towards the line. Waitaki Boys are powering in here. Referee Fox is down, looking hard. Ball's held up. We've only got a minute or two to go, so that will be a goal line dropout. Blows his whistle, substitutions being made. St Kevin's, Bodenhorst is coming on. Another St Kevin's player down with cramp. They're not feeding them right at that hostel over there. Not enough salt in their tucker. Something's not right.
Not enough.
They're playing their hearts out. So this time of game, this time of the game, they'll be getting pretty depleted on the resources, and this just starts to happen. Look, there's been a heck of a lot of action. Waitaki Boys, one of these new rules, ball held up over the line, so instead of a scrum 5 to the attacking team, the defending team gets the opportunity for a goal line dropout. Not sure if that's, just haven't got my head around that new rule. Just not sure if that's, I've done everything good. I suppose you have held me up. Referee's just holding play, substitutions being made, goal line dropout. Great kick out by RC, and he's kicked deep, 10 metres into the Waitaki Boys High School. Leah takes the ball up, has been tackled hard, ball's still going, he's knocked the ball on. What a great kick. RC, what a great drop kick. From the goal line, it bounced just on halfway, and it's gone right down to the 10 metres of Waitaki Boys High School. Boys, you're not going to win the game if you stay over there yapping to the St Kevin's fellas. Come back, have your scrum and get going. Leah tried to take a few fellas on. No one got back in support quick enough. Very good tackle by St Kevin's. And now it's from the knock-on, it's a St Kevin's scrum. Midfield, Waitaki Boys High School 10-metre line. On the clock, time is up. So we're in the hands of Mr. Fox, the referee. He's done a tremendous job today. Been really right on top of things. Really impressed. And we have scrum. St Kevin's ball.
So Lachlan McEwen for St Kevin's off. Came off. Adrian Badenhurst
is on.
So it's good to see McEwen acting as a crutch to help Whatawhihi.
Yeah, so we've still got time to play. So Ridley takes the ball off, flops a pretty ordinary pass out to the new man Hayden Sanford, who knocks the ball on into the back of the referee. Scrum change, time's up. My goodness, we're getting pressure. So we're 8 metres into Waitaki Boys half. Bang on midfield. Wilson will feed a scrum. This will be one of the last movements, I would think, of the game. I think Maver's gone to number 8. So they're going to be trying all sorts of things. We're sitting out there ready for things to happen. Latu, Tonganavalu, Wasilia'a, and they're away. They've come to the blind side. Tonganavalu, Wasilia'a, yeah, he's had a tremendous game midfield, but he's the one that's going to make the difference. And Kevin's gone over top of the ball. Wilson's back with it. They're going to drive up the middle. Midfield, they've just snuck up to halfway. Wilson saying, get that man out of my way. He shouldn't be there. Big Willie's way down the middle. He's driving hard. He's had tremendous gains when they've given him the ball. 16, the new man on. Nicola Larsi driving straight down the middle. I think they're going to play this straight up the middle for the next 10 or 20 metres. Lachlan Coulson making a big drive down the middle. And pick that number of the St Kevin's fella at the back. I'm going to pick his number up because I think he's made the move that's just won the game. He went into the tackle, went straight onto the ball, and I think it is your number 8. Am I right or wrong? I'm still looking at it. So he's ripped the ball off the Waitaki Boys man as he was driving through, and listen, the ball is now, time has to be close up on the scrum. The ball's gone loose, and then St Kevin's knocked it on, so Waitaki Boys will get the opportunity. So Wilson will feed a scrum 30 metres out, midfield. The back lines are split. He'll make a decision which way to go, and he's gone blindside to the big man. Great tackle by St Kevin's, all defending. St Kevin's are getting back quickly. Waitaki Boys are starting to rumble up the middle. They need to be patient, take their time, set themselves. Wilson's got the ball. A bit of a floppy pass out wide. McGregor Hoffman, five minutes out from the 22, right over on the grandstand touch. Wilson's got the ball again. They're going to take a couple of pods up the middle. Working towards the 22. Waitaki Boys almost out on their feet, but they're still driving hard. Great defence by St Kevin's, rushing up hard. There's McCarthy. He's had a very good game the first 5 and very critical on defence at that move. Turnover. Yeah, that's the part of the game that St Kevin's had just been so good, and I think that was big Cam Fowler. His opposite prop, Tamati Murray Willie, made another good break down the centre. Down the centre of the paddock, went to ground, and Fowler just went over top of that ball, and that's the part right at the very start of the game. It made the difference. McCarthy, well, this is the first time in the game that McCarthy's tapped the ball. He's kicked it out. He's kicked it out because they've won. St Kevin's have held on under great pressure in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Time and time again they tried to get out, but Waitaki Boys came back, and just that wee mistake at the end. But a great turnover by Fowler, and the game has concluded here with St Kevin's avenging the loss from last year in the rain and coming out on top 32-28. And look, it's just been a great team effort. It's been a team that's been prepared to run that ball and use the ball to its best advantage. They've been superb on defence, and when the crunch came at the very end, they were superb on defence, and that made the absolute difference.
Absolutely.
Well, a bad game.
It was a very good game. It was very evenly matched end to end, and I think there's certainly all of the players out on the ground will be fairly tired today, I think, because they've left everything out there.
Look, I think just look, if I looked at it at the end of the day, it was just that very good back movements by St Kevin's was slightly better. The midfield combination of Atiliasi and Luke Kurandura, and especially that was summed up on that try when RC looped around. The ball went to McCarthy, went to Kurandura's centre. RC looped around. For once, didn't pass the ball wide. and just opened up, accelerated and scored down in the grandstand corner at the St Kevin's end was absolutely superb, but their defence was a wee bit better, and we never had, they had their opposition in control all day. McCarthy was excellent at first five. He just seemed to be a wee bit of a general, really. You never saw him do a heck of a lot, but he passed very well, and at the right times he seemed to kick the ball. Up front, Grocott and Fowler, once I worked out which one was throwing the ball, and they both had very, very, very good games.
They did.
And David Hughes, the work that he did in the liner I thought was quite superb. Just a slightly built fella, but he did tremendous work and was tremendous all around the paddock. Evo Ridley, right at the end there, did a couple of very critical moves, so it was just great stuff. But the man that went off the paddock I thought was the player of the day for St Kilda was the number 9, Max Falafihi. He was their goal kicker. He positionally kicked very, very well. Very, very good clearance, but sadly started to cramp up.
Yeah, my player of the day, I would say, was actually St Kevin's Marlowe. Esther Marlowe. He scored 4 tries for St Kevin's, and I thought just the pace on it was incredible.
When I coached young fellas many years ago, we had a move called sheep, and that was the blindside winger coming in, and we had a wee fella that we called sheep, and this wee blindside, and look, you just always make ground. But the timing of the pass from McCarthy on both occasions was just absolutely superb, Dan. And yes, he got 4 tries. He did it with pace, acceleration, timing, and a good set of hands. Absolutely. Look, Waitaki Boys also, they play Wilson. He tried a lot, a couple of sneaky wee tries, one early in the first half, and then that delicate wee dance down the sideline here in the second half played very well, but they just didn't seem to get that front foot ball. Jack Nichols scored that first try, was very good. The fullback, McGregor Hoffman, tried all day. They're 13. Wasaliaha, I just thought he was exceptional, but he was against. He marked the best 2 from St Kevin's, didn't he? A very good midfield combination. And up front, Maver, tried to get his team going. They just weren't there. And their big number 8, I thought he had a pretty good game as well, Sione Puar. So all in all, a very good game. Look, all the scores are all mixed in the middle now. They'll have they've got some great memories, and what a great game. It was to and fro all day, and I just don't know if LJ Hooker will get a bloody land a sail out. They might say it was too close to put my house on it.
You never know.
I'm not sure.
You never know. One thing's for sure, they'll be talking about this game for quite a while, I would think. And what a great score. So